Good day, friends, and welcome to Google Docs Lesson 3. You have already clicked the classwork button and you are watching the video in Google Docs Lesson 3 to learn what to do. The first step is to go down to the bottom of that assignment and launch your assignment. When it pops up, you'll notice you've got a lot of cool information about climbing history of the amazing mountain Kilimanjaro. The first step in our document is to click in front of the word Chapter 3 and press Enter so that it moves down a line. And then I want you to type your name. Of course, your name will not be my name. Select it, and then we want to use the right align to move it to the right. Please note that if you've followed the dual screen tutorial, you'll have to click the More button to find where these are. They will always be hiding down below, and I expect you to do that because it's a lot easier to view the screens. So with our name to the right, the next step is to add bullets. So we've got a checklist down here of things we need to complete. So the first one on the list is where the point, and it's adding bullets. You'll notice there's a sentence here that 85% of climbing attempts are successful, and here are a few outstanding records. So this is a title, and these are the cool things we should show off with bullets. Let's make those stand out by using bullets. So grab this selection and then find your bullet tool, and then either pick the stock ones or pick one of the fancy ones if you'd like. Notice how much more clear that is for people to see. And let's put a point out here for correcting those bullets. The next one is use spell check and find and replace. So let's start by fixing Kilimanjaro. I'm going to make a special note though that I only want you to fix one of them. So we just right clicked and we repaired Kilimanjaro. Notice we have it wrong several times though. So let's grab the second one with it selected and click the Edit, Find and Replace button. So now it knows that we are trying to fix Kilimanjaro, and look at this. It already said, hey, do you want to replace it with the correct way? And we're going to say yes, and I moved it up the screen so you can see this happen all at once. When I hit Replace All, poof, it has fixed all of my mistakes in one cool step, which is super awesome. And now we can hit the 1, and we don't want to press Enter because that makes an extra, and we can fill that in as well. Congratulations on getting this far. Take a moment to double check that your neighbors have been successful as well, and then move on. Now we're going to add a cool add-on. Click on the Add-ons button and do Get Add-ons. In the search box, I want you to type Thesaurus, which is T-H-E and then S-A-U-R-U-S, and press Enter. We want to add the one-look Thesaurus, so we just click on it. It says, do you want to add it? We click on the account we are using, and we hit Allow. All right, let's learn how to use that Thesaurus. Double-click on Summit to select it. Choose your add-ons, go to One Look Thesaurus, and choose Synonyms, which means similar words. And look at all the possible words that are cool. Peak, crest, height. I'm going to choose peak, and watch when I click it, it immediately changes to where it was. Now notice it missed the space, so I'm going to click and add the space back. I want to keep track of the words that we change, so right now select peak, and then I want you to find the cool highlight tool, and I want you to highlight it with any color from this top 2 rows. I don't want dark highlights, I want light highlights. So I'm going to highlight mine with blue as I keep track of the job. If we take a look at our assignment, we've got to use the thesaurus for 3 words. So let's find another word to double check, and I'm going to use climbers. Remember that space issue? That was because we selected the space last time. This time I'm going to make sure that I grab right from the front of climbers and stop right at the end of it. And then I'm going to hit Add-ons, One Look, and Synonyms again, and now it'll find ones for climbers. Now notice these first four, they are really not good words for the project we're doing. These are things that help climbers, but they're not synonyms of climbers. But if you look through the list, mountaineers, hikers, trekkers, those all are good ones. So I'm going to pick any one of those, or anyone that I see is cool, and I'm going to add them. I'm going to put mountaineers. Notice this time it had my space, and then I can immediately go to the step where I select them and find the cool highlight colors and use the same color as last time. And that way we can keep track of all three that we've got. I need you to complete those steps 2 more times, so you'll note that you've really done 4 of these, but we did some together. And then you can finally mark the box. But make sure you have at least 4 words that you have used the Thesaurus to come through and change. Speaking of things to fix, scroll down to the bottom and change this to say total, because it is a total instead of the bullets. I accidentally put the wrong word there. So when you've got that fixed, double check your neighbors were successful and you can move on. With those parts finished, let's actually watch the clip about Kyle Maynard. You can copy and paste this link, or you can just click the link that I added in Classroom. I always recommend going to YouTube to watch it, and then I recommend you start about the 7-minute mark. If you want to watch it all, though, that is fine as well. When you're done learning a little bit about the epic climb that Kyle had, you can then return to our Google Docs project. To include that awesome clip in our project, we need to cite our source. We are going to use an add-on called EasyBib, and we can get there by choosing Get Add-ons and then typing EasyBib, although you can see it was already on my screen. Click the plus sign to get it and then attach it to your Google account. Then choose Allow for all the permissions. Let's enable it by clicking Add-ons, EasyBib, and then Manage Bibliography. That'll pop up the source citing tool. Then we need to select our link and choose Copy, switch to the website. This is super important, and then click Paste. When you hit search, it shows you the search results. We can see that that is the correct one, and we choose select. We want to add that bibliography to our doc, and we simply hit add bibliography to doc, and then it'll appear at the very bottom under works cited. With our source cited, we can now close our little EasyBib tool, and then we can scroll up and we can click the 1 point for the EasyBib citation and hyperlink. You may note we gave ourselves credit for using the hyperlink, which we have not done yet, so let's fix that at this point. Select the hyperlink and then choose the More button and scroll across and find the Insert Link. We want to change it because we want the text to say click to watch. And then when you hit apply, that looks much more classy as people can read our project and then they can actually click to watch Kyle's journey. Ladies and gentlemen, with that added, we need to grab it and we need to put it up at the top of our project. I like to do it with Control X, and then I can move up to the watch and press enter. I don't want it to be a bullet, so I'm going to backspace twice, and then I'm going to do Control V as in victory to paste my works cited above our checklist. That's one of the problems with me adding the checklist, is that the works cited will always go below that, which is silly. Real quickly, let's also play with our page setup by clicking File, Page Setup, and I like the margins to always be 0.5 when I'm making one of these brochures, because that gives me more room to play with. And then I also like the page color to be something light. I'm going to pick one of these blue ones and tell it OK. This change quite often makes my table wackadoodle. To fix it, click in the table, right click, and do Table Properties. Simply choose the table alignment of center. And when you hit OK, then it'll totally fix your table. and then you can move on.
Our document is looking pretty darn sweet, but let's make it look a little more professional. Click Insert, and we want to insert what's called a header. A header is something that happens on every single one of our pages. Let's type in Google Docs, Editing Tools, and Page Setup. Let's select it and use our old skills to make it bold and centered. And then when we move to page 2, you'll notice that that shows up as well. Let's also add a page number at the bottom. To do so, simply choose Insert and go to Page Number, and let's pick the one where it puts it at the right corner, and it does show page 1 being the first page that we do. If you had a title page, you might want to leave or have no number on the title page, but we don't, so just check it and look at that. It shows up in the footer, and there's page 1, and if we go to the bottom of page 2, there's our page 2 footer.
This step is tricky, but it's also real cool when you're trying to add interesting facts to your document. So I have given you a link to some facts that you can get to by going to our classwork tab, opening the assignment, and then clicking on the KNP facts page that says 2018. This is from a website about Mount Kilimanjaro, and I'm simply making a doc so that it doesn't change on us, and then you can actually go to the link later to view the real page. So we're going to select these cool facts. Grab from the T to the bottom of the little height note. It'll copy the bullets, and then we simply have to do Control-C. The right-click copy doesn't necessarily work on the second half of this trick, so please hold Control and tap Control-C. Move back to your document, and then we're going to use an amazing tool called Insert Drawing. Now you may chuckle because we have words instead of a drawing, but watch this. We click the text box, we click to set it in, we do Control-V as in victory, and it pastes our facts in, and they look beautiful. We can then stretch the text box out. We can even squish it so that it's smaller in size. We can even select the cool facts, go to the More button, and we can use the down arrow to pick even more cool bullets. Notice how that changed instantly. And then the next neat piece is that we can fill this box in so it looks even more classy. I always recommend these light colors. Remember, do a different color than you used on your real one. I'm going to use a yellow. Just like that. When you're done, click Save and Close, and it drops it in. When you click it, we want to choose Break Text. That makes it so that the text has to go above or below it, and then I want to pull it down so it's just above Works Cited. Notice I missed, so I just lift it up a little bit, and now it is in the right position. Real quickly, let's scooch down and make sure we've got our point for the easy bib. We've got a point for the margins. We've got the point for the cool footer that we just did a moment ago, and we've got the point for the awesome text box. Of course, since we just used information off a website, we need to cite that website. So let's click our add-ons and go back to our Easy Bibliography Creator. Hit that Manage Bibliography again. Once again, we're going to be doing a website, and we can go back to our KNP facts page, and we can click this link to get the facts, which gives us the link up top. I'm going to do Control-C to copy it, and I'm going to go over to where we paste the web URL. I'm going to do Control-V and hit Search. It gives me the amazing facts in just a moment. One click, I can hit Select, and I can add it to our document. Notice if we look all the way down, it adds both pieces again. So this is where it gets a little tricky because I cut that before. I need to do Control-X to cut it. And then I'm going to go up to the top and do Control-V to paste it down below. And then I'm going to delete this because I really only want it in there once. And we wouldn't have to do any of that if I didn't have this little check mark so we could keep track of our points. But that's the way we're running it, so that's the way we're working it. If we're looking through our list of things to do, we've got one called print screen, but we are going to add the word Nimbus here, and then we're going to install Nimbus really quickly, and then we'll actually use it. So up on the very top of your screen, start a new tab, click on the apps, click on the web store, and then we need to type Nimbus, Nimbus, in the top box. It shows us the Nimbus screenshot and screen video recorder, which we want to use. Click on Add to Chrome, choose Add Extension, and it will add itself pretty quickly. And it'll pop up a cool little window telling you how it works. And it'll put a lovely little N up on the top of your screen. With that completed, please return to your KMP facts page. Remember, it's on the lesson if you need it. But then I want you to take this cool picture and I want you to add some of it or all of it to your document. We're going to do that by clicking on the Nimbus button. It may pop up that same screen we saw a minute ago, but if it does, just close it. Once we click Nimbus, we want to choose the selected area. When you click it, it says, where do you care about? And we just move over and grab the part that we think is cool. I want the picture of the mountains and the people. For my project, I am going to click the check mark to save it. It gives it the name of the date, and I simply hit save, and now I can use that file in my project. Return to your document, choose insert, and we are going to do an image which is uploaded. When you choose that button, the download screen should be pretty close, and then you can scroll through the list and find your cool screenshot. Now you'll notice mine got dropped in the middle of my table, which is totally wackadoodle, but because it's an image, I can grab it and drag it to the location I want. I'm going to put it just above Works Cited, and then I'm going to move my first part of the project to the left, and I'm going to make this so that it wraps text and goes to the right. So now I can put them both side by side. I still want this one to be break text. You can shrink and adjust so that it looks exactly the way you want. This makes my people look a little silly, but it does make the picture and the table look pretty nifty. And now we can go down and put a 1 for using print screen, or we just use Nimbus. Let's practice a few more essential tools really quick. Let's double click a word and let's set its highlight color. We want to make sure we're good at this. I'm going to double click another one and set another wackadoodle highlight color, and I'm making sure I select these all in a row that it doesn't matter if I change them. Right now I'm going to double click that purple, and I'm going to use the neat paint format, and then I'm going to click the word German. I'm going to double click attempt, and I'm once again going to grab paint format, and I'm going to add that format to another word. So I just wanted to show you how easy it was to highlight and how easy it was to use the paint format tool. Now I need you to grab all of that area we just goofed around with, and that's the important thing, is that we goofed around. And with that area selected, we are simply going to right click it and choose the really cool clear formatting. So if we were messing with something, that's how easy it is to get it back to normal. Now you'll notice when I cleared that formatting, I actually got rid of my font that I love. This is what's so amazing though. I can grab the format painter and I can paint that part of the format back, and everything is back just the way it should be. When you've completed that little bit of the project, you can go down and press 1 for clearing formatting and painting format. Now you can be done and give yourself the 10 points, or you can go back and add more bullets and special things. You could even use the skills that I've given you to add more cool facts, add more tables. You could visit the Kilimanjaro facts page and add more. Just remember, if you add more details, you may also have to cite your work again, which is cool. To turn your project in, I need you to get it to zoom to like 75% so the whole project fits on the screen. I need you to make the top way more fancy by picking a cooler font, by picking a larger size around 20 or 30. I need that to be centered, which we've been practicing aligning, and then I also want it to be an amazing color. You can pick whatever you want that looks good. With that beautiful, with all of your details done, making sure that you have your cool data that is pasted in as a drawing, a cool picture, and the work cited. With all of that put in, then I need you to click on our Nimbus tool, and I want you to capture a selected area, and we only want this part of our project. When you've got that all on your screen, you can click the check mark. Once again, save it to your downloads. Return to our Google Docs classroom, and we need to turn it in by adding a file. We're going to select it from our computer. We are already in downloads, so it should be easy to grab, and we can open it up and upload it. And when it allows us to, I want you to click the X to get rid of the assigned project, and I want you to simply turn in that amazing PNG. When you finally turn it in, let me show you why we do that. You see, if we had turned in the document, you would have lost access to it. Now, because we turned it in that way, I can close this and we can go back to your Google Drive or your Google Docs, and you'll still be able to open and show off your cool project to anybody you want on the planet. Otherwise, I would have had to give it back to you. In this way, it's still yours, and I've got the awesome screenshot that I needed, proving that you did all your amazing work. Thanks for all you did, and I hope you're feeling tremendously confident about all the cool new skills you have added while using Google Docs. If you felt that lesson was useful, I sure would appreciate you clicking that like button. If you haven't hit subscribe, please also click subscribe. If you've got a question or a comment, please add it in the comments below. And last but not least, if you want to be the first to know when there's a brand new movie from HLModTech, click that notification bell. Thanks for watching and have a great day.